Well, this here is the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. It's a car which really is selling in very strong numbers. It really is a very good seller for the last 1 year or so, and not without reason because it really has a lot of strengths. In today's video, I'll be telling you about all the positives and maybe a few negatives about this car because if you're planning to buy a compact SUV, then this is one of the strongest contenders out there. Now, the first big positive I'll tell you outside, and that is the looks. I mean, I don't have to tell you, but the looks of this car really are very stylish. It looks really very good from a distance, and in fact, from some angles, it'll remind you of the Grand Vitara, especially with this big grille, lots of chrome, and of course, this element over here, which really does make this car stand out from a sea of other compact SUVs. So, the first big reason, the first big positive is the looks, both in the front as well as the back. And of course, the very good dimensions. It's neither too large, that becomes cumbersome to drive in the city, and neither is it too small that at the end of the day you feel cramped inside it. So the dimensions also are very good and just the right size for driving in city limits. Now that's the reason number one. For reason number two, let me move on to the side and show it to you from the side angle. Well, another big reason why you should buy this car is simply because of the overall ground clearance. Yes, this car has a ground clearance of 190 millimeters, which really makes it a proper compact SUV. Now, with 190 mm, you really can't take it for serious off-roading stuff. You can't go for those 4x4 events, but you can take it on those broken patches of road. You can go for those village roads without any problem. And of course, if you do get some bad roads on the highway, you can easily take this car over there without any problem whatsoever. So, it generally is a good and proper soft roader. Yes, you can take it for soft roading duties, not for very big off-roading duties, and the ground clearance definitely makes this car a proper compact SUV and also helps give this car a proper look on the road because with the extra ground clearance you do see this car on the side profile and you can say that it is a compact SUV with very good dimensions. Anyways, for the other reasons, let's jump inside the cabin, tell you the positives and negatives about this car. So the first positive, the looks; the second positive, the ground clearance. Well, so the first thing that you'll really like about this car, and it's a big positive inside the cabin, is that this car comes really well kitted out in terms of the features, in terms of spec, as well as the overall quality. It really is a very good package. Now, even the base version gets climate control. Yes, this button, this sequence of buttons here, you get this on the base version as well. You also get cruise control, automatic headlamps, as well as this brilliant touchscreen on the top of the line version, and you also get HUD display. And all those things you can forget. If you like a comfortable car, then simply buy this car because the seats on this car are the best in the business when it comes to pure comfort as well as cushioning. As you can see, you get excellent side bolsters, you get very good seat squab, and the support for your lower back over here also is generally very good. So if you're someone who sits inside his car for long distance journeys, who's always sitting inside the car, you will really enjoy the experience in this car because you will not feel tired or bored at the end of a long journey. Overall, it's a great place to be. And before I forget, let me also remind you that it's a great place for keeping your odds and ends. You get a huge tray over here where you can keep your phone. It's also got wireless charging. You also get a couple of big beverage holders here. The door bins are really nice and large for those big 1 liter bottles. And of course, you can also use the glove box. Not a very deep glove box, but it is quite good. And of course, little place over here below the galley where you can keep some coins. And of course, this huge box where you can keep your wallet, cell phone, and some other stuff which you don't want to show other people in the car. Anyways, in terms of the overall ambience, the quality, as well as the comfort, the Fronx is absolutely brilliant and a very strong reason why you should consider buying it. Now let's jump in the back seat and show you the positive and negative. But before let's going in the back seat, let me tell you one negative as well. You do get all the basic equipment, but you don't get sunroof. Yes, the sunroof is still missing, and you also don't get cool front seats, which is a feature now that a lot of cars in this segment offer. So if those two features are very important to you, those two things are very important to you, you'll have to buy something else. And apart from that, you also don't get digital dials, which even the Kiger has to offer. So the Kiger has the option of digital dials, which sadly this car misses out on. Anyways, some pros and some cons. It's a mixed bag inside the cabin. Let's jump in the back seat and show you how good that really is. Well, so as you can see, I have the back seat now of the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. Now this car is a bit of a mixed bag in the back seat. Let me tell you about the negatives first. The first big negative is, as you can see, I've put in all the seat belts in their slots and nobody's sitting here. Why have I done that? Well, because this car unfortunately doesn't get that seat warning system with the weight sensitivity in it. So even though there's nobody sitting here, when I start on the key, when I turn the car on, you'll see or you'll hear the warning lamp come up and the warning buzz come up, and that can become very, very irritating, very annoying, especially if you have a meeting to go to. Now it does turn off on itself in about 2.5 minutes, but for those 2 or 3 minutes you really feel really irritated inside this car. So that's why I've put all the belts in their slots and have locked them in, and that's something which all other people also do who drive this car on a daily basis. I know that because I know a few friends who also have this car. So I don't know why Maruti's done it. I don't know how much money they're saving, but it is something which is quite annoying. The second big negative is that there's no armrest over here. Unlike all the other cars in the segment, all the other rivals in the segment, including the Magnite, including the Kiger, which have an armrest, this one doesn't offer you an armrest, and that is something which also reduces the overall luxury factor inside this car. But to each his own. There are lots of positives as well. The first big positive is that you get 3 headrests at the back. Now a lot of manufacturers only offer you 2 headrests, and some of them are fixed headrests. This one offers you movable headrests, adjustable headrests, and it's a very important thing to have these kind of headrests inside your car, because these aren't just for gimmick. These are something which can really be very helpful in case, God forbid, you ever get into an accident. So in case somebody comes from the back and hits you, and you suddenly get that jolt and you go back in, this head restraint will really save you from any kind of serious injury. And it's important that even the central passenger, third passenger, has it, and that's why you get 3 headrests over here. So it's a very important thing for safety of the occupants. Along with that, the seat comfort is good. The hip and knee angle is at a nice 90 degree. You also get your own AC vents, 2 USB Type-C charging points, a little tray where you can keep some little stuff, and generally good space in the back. If you really are looking at a car which offers you good space, then this car has the advantage over the Sonnet, as well as the Venue, and even the Nexon, and maybe even the Brezza. The Brezza and this car are very close in terms of the overall leg space, but I think this one has the advantage. So if you're chauffeur-driven, you want to sit in the back seat the entire day without any fuss whatsoever, then this is a great place to be. And of course, you do get the only negative of not having those armrests at the back. Other than that, it is quite a good place. Anyways, now we won't show you the boot because you already know it's a nice and spacious boot. It's the same boot as you get on the Baleno as well. We'll take this car out for a drive and tell you the other positives and some of the other negatives. Well, so I've already told you about the Fronx and how it is to look. It's a good looking car. How it is in terms of space, it's got loads of space. And how is it in terms of features? It has a good amount of features. But a lot of people have been asking me how to drive. What is this car about in terms of driving bits? And I have to say that in terms of the driving bits, it is a very good package. Now you get 2 choices of engines. You get a 1.2 petrol, normal, and of course you get this, the turbocharged petrol. And I have to say that if you're a keen driver, if you're an enthusiastic driver, if you call yourself, someone who just enjoys driving his car on a daily basis, then this is the one to go for. It really is a fantastic package, especially with this 6-speed torque converter gearbox. Yes, it really is a fantastic gearbox as well. And the reason for that is simple, because you get the extra 6th gear. The 6th gear gives you great flexibility when you drive this car out there on the highway. Now, what do I mean by flexibility? Well, by flexibility, I mean that when you're driving at about 80 or 90 or even 100 kph, then the engine is spinning at a relatively low 1700, 1800, 1900 RPM, which makes the cabin a very quiet and isolated place to be in. Yes, it feels very relaxed, it feels very nice, and you never get a feeling that, the engine is being very loud or becoming very irritating or something like that. So those are things which really make a big difference inside the cabin of this car, and those are things which you will really appreciate when you're driving it on a daily basis. The second thing that you'll really appreciate about this car is the ride comfort. Yes, I think that the ride on this car really is very good. A lot of people keep asking me, how is it different from the Baleno? How is it different from, some other cars in the Maruti range? Now the suspension on this car is slightly stiffer than the Baleno, slightly stiffer, but not too much. And that means that when you're driving it on the highway, you feel a sense of great confidence, a sense of great reassurance, a sense of overall being in a car which gives you great stability. And these are things which you'll really like and enjoy and appreciate if you drive with your family members inside the car. Yes, if you drive with your family, If you drive with your friends, then you'll really appreciate this, because when you're doing speeds in excess of 100 kph, on the highway, you don't want a car which offers you a very loose steering wheel, or which starts floating, and that is something which this car doesn't do. It does offer you good confidence, and it offers you good amount of overall driver involvement as well, especially if you take it on the hills and you push it on corners. Then this car will really hold the road very well, and there will be very minimal body roll, which also makes this a great package for people who call themselves keen drivers. So these are things which make it a very good car. Other than that, what you really appreciate is the fact that the driving dynamics are good. It's a crisp car to drive, and you can also choose the AMT if you don't want to invest a lot of money in the automatic gearbox 6-speed torque converter. You can choose the AMT gearbox with the 1.2. You can also use the manuals, and the manuals is both of them are quite good. The manual gearbox, as you all know, are good in terms of the usage, both in terms of shifting, short shifts, light shifts, and of course even the clutch action is nice and light, which makes it a great car for people who drive themselves on a very regular basis. So these are the positives and the negatives about the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. If I have missed out on anything, you can let me know in the comment section below. If you think that I've been quite fair and given a very good verdict and a good judgment, you can let me know. And of course, I'll stop this car now and make a small request, and that request is that please do follow us on Instagram as well, and also do subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Well, so overall today we saw that the Maruti Suzuki Fronx offers you very good looks on the outside. It also offers you very roomy and sophisticated cabin, and it is quite nice to drive as well. And just like any other car, there are some negatives as well, but they aren't really deal breakers. You can't say that those negatives are so big that you can forget about this car and buy something else. Now, since we are standing outside, let me give you one more positive before I end this video review. And that positive is that this car comes with the Suzuki logo, and this means that this car offers you total peace of mind factor. It doesn't matter which end of the country you buy it. You might buy it in the northern part of India, the southern part of India, or any other part. You'll get total peace of mind because you'll get exceptional servicing. You'll get very good after-sales support. You'll also get very good warranties, and servicing bills also will be under control because it is, of course, a Maruti Suzuki product. So really, it is a car which will offer you total peace of mind. And after 5 or 6 or 7 years, when you want to sell this car off, you'll get good resale value as well, because it is a desirable and a strong product. So overall, if you're in the market for a compact SUV, you want something which offers you good value, you want something which offers you good looks and good peace of mind factor, it's very hard to build a case against the Maruti Suzuki Fronx. I'll give this car a very strong score of 95 out of 100. It really is a very good package. It's bye for now, and thanks so much for watching this video.